Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'm actually coming to you with another tag and it's called the Mid-Year Freak Out Book Tag. I think it's basically a tag where you freak out because we're already halfway through 2021, which is the craziest thing. Like, for me, I'm still like in February 2020, so it's great. So it's a tag, it has questions, so without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1 is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2020? Now, I don't know if this counts, but Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, I did read this like at the very beginning of the year. Obviously, it's a reread for like the 4th time, but how can I not say this? Like, I know I'm repetitive. I know you guys know that I like Six of Crows. You've heard it 100 times, but honestly, this has been the best read of 2021. So in honor of doing this tag, I'm trying to be honest with you guys. So this has been the best read. I'm sorry, it honestly has. Number 2 is, what has been the best sequel you've read so far in 2021? And for me, that has to be Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. I really enjoyed this book. Loved it even when I read it in March, I think, right after it came out. It was so good. I love going into these worlds. They just suck you right in, and there's so much character drama. I thought it was a very good sequel, and I just can't wait to get my hands on the next book because that ending though. But if I didn't pick this one, I would pick Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo because unpredictable, and also because this has Soyana Zielinski in it. Number 3 is, what are some new releases that have come out but you haven't read yet? And I have a few. I don't have them on my bookshelf, but I'm really looking forward to them getting here because I have already pre-ordered them. Those include One Last Stop, which I'm really looking forward to it because I read another book by that author and I loved it. I think it's the same one as Red, White, and Royal Blue. When it gets here, I'm planning on just sitting down and reading it until I'm done because I know it's just gonna suck me right in. But then we also have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I got her name right. Oh, I'm so proud. And that one, I'm also really looking forward to it. I'm just waiting here for it to come. Like, why isn't it in my house already? And then finally, we have Better Together by Christine Riccio or Polo and Bananas books. That one's easier. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to reading it and seeing if it's any better than, again, but better. Number 4 is, what are your most anticipated releases for the second half of this year? And for me, that would have to be Aurora's End, written by Amy Kaufman and Jade Kristoff. Now, I have recently learned some really bad things about Jade Kristoff, so I don't want to promote him on my channel or support him anymore, but I do really like that trilogy and I'm looking forward to seeing its conclusion. And the other book that I'm most looking forward to is, of course, Daughter of the Deep, the new book by Rick Riordan. Before we get to the next questions, please leave a like and subscribe because it really does help my channel. Let's keep going. Then we have number 5, what has been the most disappointing read of this year? And for me, that would have to be Ace of Shades. It was very disappointing. I went in with my hopes maybe too high and it didn't get here. I have a whole review of this book. Well, not a whole review, but I have a review of this book. I'll link it up there. It's when you guys chose my TBR, and yeah, you'll see my whole thoughts there. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. And then we also have another book from that video, and that is Cinderella is Dead. It just didn't live up to the amazing concept that it had. But it really does have a pretty cover. Then number 6 is, what has been the most surprising read you have read so far in 2021? And for me, that would be Opposite of Always. Ironically, I've also read this for the subscribers Pick My TBR, so you can go check out that video if you want to hear more of my in-depth thoughts about this book. But I really enjoyed it. It sucked me in. I read it in 2 days and I was not expecting a contemporary book to pull me in so fast and so intensely. So this was a good one. And then surprisingly, a book, I guess, or a manga I've had for about 6 months that I hadn't picked up yet is Fangirl Volume 1 of the manga adaptation they're making, which is completely random, but I'm not gonna complain. I thought it was so good because maybe Fangirl is a little bit slow at the beginning and there's a lot of internal thoughts and description, but this one takes all of that away, so it's just so freaking quick. And the ending, I know what happens because I've read Fangirl more than twice, but the ending, I'm really over here suffering. Then number 7 is who is your new favorite author? And that could be because they just had a debut or just a new author for me, and that would have to be Tracy Deonn, because when I read this book, like regardless of the plot, the writing in this book is immaculate. The description just sucks you in, and it's so freaking descriptive that you can picture everything. It's like you're there in the book. So I usually don't enjoy description all that much, but when she does it, it's just... Then we have number 8, and that is who is your newest fictional crush? And for me, that has definitely got to be our queen, Zoya Nasiolinsky. Okay, I did not dislike her during the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but she was just kind of like indifferent to me. I mean, I was kind of indifferent to her, but when I started reading from her point of view, from Nikolai's point of view, I just fell in love with her. Like, I am 100% in love with Zoya Nasiolinsky. She is just, she's beautiful, she's perfect, and she could do no wrong in my eyes. Which leads us to number 9. Who is your new favorite character? It has to be Zoya Nasiolinsky. I tried to think about someone else, but honestly, it's Zoya. It's always been Zoya. I love her so much, and I can't wait for her to get development on the Shadow and Bone show, because right now I'm telling my best friend McKenna, I love Zoya so much, and she is over there looking at me like, you love this bully who said really insensitive things to Alina in the 3rd episode. Number 10 is, what is a book that has made you cry in 2021? And for me, the answer is, maybe I'm too tough to cry. Honestly, I'm not. I cry with movies and TV shows all the time, but I have yet to meet a book that makes me physically cry. It can kill me inside. Books have killed me, wrecked my emotions 100 times, but never have I shed a single tear for words that I read on paper. So please let me know if you have any sad books recommendations down below. Make me cry, guys. This is your challenge for the rest of 2021. Recommend me a book that makes me physically cry. Then 11 is, what is a book that has made you happy this year? And for me, that definitely has to be Only Mostly Devastated. Honestly, I didn't put this one on my subscribers choose my TBR because I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it that much. Boy, was I wrong. Oh my god, I picked this one up and immediately I was sucked in. Maybe the Grease premise wasn't all that for me. It didn't really call to me, but did I laugh out loud with this book? Yes. Did I have a smile plastered on my face almost throughout this whole book? Yes, I did. And this book just made me happy. It just made me laugh. It was so funny. It was like almost my exact same sense of humor sometimes. I'm like, I haven't laughed with a book for so long. It's been 80 years since I've laughed with a book. So it just made me so happy. It was so wholesome at times. I loved the main couple. I loved the friend group. It was everything. And honestly, I'm debating reading it again. Number 12 is, what is the most beautiful book you've bought or have received this year so far? And for me, that would have to be Cinderella's Dead. This is basically me guessing that this question means beautiful as in cover-wise. Beautiful as in plot-wise, then I don't know, but this is definitely a beautiful cover. And finally, number 13 is, what book do you need to read by the end of this year? And I'm actually going to do a reread of the Simon Snow trilogy, well, at least the first books before the 3rd one comes out, because it's a tradition. I've done that for the 2nd book, and that basically makes it a tradition. So I'm gonna reread them to have everything fresh in my mind, and then I'm also going to do the same thing for the Aurora cycle, because it's also a tradition that I've done once. And then obviously I want to read Daughter of the Deep, and that's basically it. I think those are the ones that I have to read. Yeah, so that was it. That was the mid-year book freakout tag, mid-year freakout book tag. I don't know, something like that. Please leave a like if you like this video. Comment down below if you have a book that will make me cry. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell button so you get notifications every time I post another video. I post videos twice a week, so that's every Monday and Friday. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!